letter to Jarl Tura, the Kingdom of the Nords, who must be at Curran Castle currently. If you were going towards there, would you deliver a letter to him? The letter needs to reach him in 40 days. Certainly. I intend to pass by Curran Castle. It'll be no trouble. I appreciate it, Alexandria. Here's a letter and a small sum to cover your travel expenses. Give my regards to Jarl Tura when you see him. Yeah, polearms are really hard without a mount. Yeah, so here, let me show you what I can do with a polearm in a battle. Go to the kidnapper's hideout. You approach the hideout. The looters don't appear to have spotted you yet. You could still sneak away unnoticed. The difficult approach to this site down a narrow defile means that only a handful of troops in your party will be able to join the attack, and they'll be unable to bring their horses. If the initial attack fails, the looters will easily be able to make their escape and disperse. Do you wish to attack the hideout? No, let's hold on. So I've got to change my loadout a little bit. So I don't like using the lance in actual hand-to-hand combat. So I'm going to just swap that out for a good sword. Hi, deranged hippo. Let's attack the hideout. Where are they? Oh, there's one guy. I don't know if I'm able to snipe him from all the way down there. Yeah, I'll do a, yeah, he's not naked, he's just lightly armored. Aha! Alright, we're doing well. Just gotta keep up the fight. Yeah, but polearms with a mount are crazy damage. I mean, you can get easily over 100 damage with it, and basically one hit kill pretty much anyone. Alright! Who are you? Oh. Thank you, my lady, for rescuing me from those frames. Did my brother and Raven put you under the track? Yes, I told him that I would find you. I advised him to return to your family as quickly as you can. Be careful on the road. With their retreat cut off, the looters fall one by one to determined to attack their hideout, and their ill-gotten gains as now yours. Alright. Let's see what we can take. Man, it's a lot of stuff. Woohoo! So this is really interesting playing with this mod here. I'm actually going to try and drop some gear for him to be able to pick up here. Let's see if I do this right. Bandit who got no shirt, he's probably hoping looting my shirt. Yeah. We'll see if he'll be able to do that. Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out the most valuable stuff to take from here. Ooh, that's a nice one. Alright, so I'm going to try a little experiment. Yes, perform the upgrading. Oh. Apparently he got rid of his armor. Well, let's take that so that he doesn't get rid of those. Alright, some soldiers are ready to upgrade. So now we got some skirmishers and some veterans. Very nice. Heh! He looks silly. But it's cool. See, this is one of the things that the diplomacy mod will do, is it'll let him automatically pick gear out of it depending on what's the best gear for him to be wearing. So he'll automatically upgrade himself through that mod, which is kind of cool. He's got some warmer gear now. Let's see if anybody wants to join my party. Nope. Alright, let's go sell off my goods. Whoa! 17 items. See, this is the cool stuff, is it'll automatically sell my stuff if it's under 50. Well, my brother is home safe. I'm not sure what to do with him. Maybe pack him off to a university outside Calradia. That way, if he gets knocked out in the head in a street brawl, no one can say it's my fault. But that's not your problem. Here's the rest of your reward. It was well earned. The money is most welcome, sir, and I'm glad to have been of service. Good. Now you're interested in making some more? Possibly. What do you need? Remember how I told you that the bandits had an ally inside the walls? I think I know who it is. The captain of the watch, no less. Some months ago, this captain, seeing the amount of profit we merchants were making from the trade across the frontiers, decided to borrow some money to sponsor a caravan. Unfortunately, like many who are new to commerce, he failed to realize that great profit only comes with great risk. So he sank all his money into the most expensive commodities, and of course his caravan was captured and looted, and he lost everything. As a consequence, it seems, our captain turned to villainy to recoup his fortune. I suppose I'd do the same if, heaven forbid, I ever face indebtedness and ruination. Now any watch captain worth his salary will have a few thieves and robbers on his payroll to inform on the rest, but our captain decides to employ these bastards wholesale. He brings them into the town, lets them do as they will, and takes a share of their take. You've heard of poachers turning gamekeepers? Well, in the unfortunate land of Calradia, sometimes gamekeepers will turn poacher. Luckily, there are still a few brave, honest souls in the watch who've told me how he works. Now here's my plan. I could bring this to the attention of King Yargalek, Lord of the City, but that would mean an inquiry. My word against the captains and witnesses can be brought evidence and destroyed, and maybe the whole thing will be forgotten if the enemy comes across the border again, and all I'll get for my trouble is a knife in the ribs. In time of war, you see, a king's eye wanders from far from his domain and his subjects suffer. So I've got another idea. I've got a small group of townfolk together, and some men in my employ, and some others who've lost relatives to these bandits, and we'll storm the captain's home and bring him in chains before King Yargalek, hopefully with a few captured bandits to explain how things stack up. All I need now is someone to lead my little army into battle, and I can't think of anyone better than you, so what do you say? How do I know that you're telling me the truth? Oh, well, I suppose it's possible that I found a dozen bandits who are willing to give their lives, and to give a passing stranger a false impression of life in old Revedin. Well, I guess you can't really know if my word is good, but I reckon you've learned by now that my money is good, and there's another 100 dinars and maybe something more waiting for you if you'll do me this last little favor, so what do you say? Alright, I'll lead your men. Splendid. It's been a long time since I staked so much on a single throw of the dice, and frankly I find it exhilarating. My men are ready to move on your word. Are you ready? Yes. Give them the sign. Good. Now strike hard, strike fast, and the captain and his henchmen won't know what hit them. May the heavens be with you. You leave the tavern and go out on the streets. Nervous-looking young men are waiting in every street corner. You can see they have daggers and clubs concealed under the clothes and catch in a mixture of fear, anticipation, and pride in the quick looks they throw at you as you pass by, praying that your enemies have not been alarmed by all this too obvious bunch of plotters. You check your weapons one last time and prepare yourself for the action ahead. It's time, lads! Up and at them! I'll work on my archery while we're here. Come on, headshot. There we go! Dare you, sir. Get up, stand up. Achievement unlocked. The remaining few bandits scatter off the town's narrow alleys, only to be hunted down one by one by the angry townsfolk, making sure that your victory is complete and all the wounded have been taken care of. You and the merchant head down to his house to review the day's events. Well done. I hear you accounted for one or two of the bastards, and you're still on your feet. You can't ask for a better outcome of battle than that. Unfortunately, about 8 of my lads got themselves wounded. I should go look at them. Ah, well, I'm proud to have done a bit along with the rest. Yes, yes, now a couple of my boys have watched Captain pinned down in a back room with a knife at his throat. I'll need to go drag him before King Yargla can explain this breach of the peace is all about. You don't need to be part of that, though. I'll tell you what, if all goes well, I'll meet you in the tavern again shortly, let you know how it all came out. If you don't see me in the tavern, but instead my head on a spike over the city gate, I'll assume you know enough to stay out of town for a while and forget this whole episode ever happened. So hopefully we'll meet again. Adenoidal. I don't recognize that word. What does adenoidal mean? I know she looks kind of funky right now. I'm not specking her out for looks. I'm specking her out. Ah, Alexandria. Things didn't go quite so well as I had hoped. King Yargalet couldn't find it in him to overlook my little breach of the peace. Oh, he's grateful enough that I got rid of his crooked captain, a guard who will let in bandits, will let in an entire army if the price is right. But he can't exactly have me running around here as a lasting reminder of his failure to take things himself. That hardly seems fair. Fair? This is Calradia, my girl. Kings do as they will, and the rest of us do as we must. He didn't string me up, and instead gave me time to sell my properties, even put in a word with the other merchants that they best pay me a fair price too. That's gracious enough as kings go, but he's a weak king, as they all are here, and weak kings must always look to their authority first and justice second. I suppose I'd do the same in his shoes. Anyway, I wouldn't go rubbing your part in this affair in King Dargalec's face. He's taken note of you and decided that you're not worth hanging, and that's something to which I'll raise a glass any day of the week. He might even have work for you further down the road, where you can sell your axe to one of his competitors. Anyway, I hope you've learned a bit about what it will take to stay alive in this troubled land, and I suspect that the money you've earned won't go to waste. Good luck. Ah. Yeah, her face is kind of weird. Alright, let's leave. I am actually going to call it quits there for now, guys. This will end episode 2. But do subscribe and follow or whatever it is on Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the same. And make sure you join that Steam group, because I will announce the beginning of the next episode, probably in the next half hour or so, through that, and let you guys know when I'll be back on. But I will see you then. Thank you all for tuning in.